think that feeling is mutual. Let's get into the what AAF has kicked off earlier this week. You said there was a special, and of course their phone number, if someone wanted to learn more about the Autistic Advocate Foundation.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to be talking about soon, but we'd like to ask those folks that are unemployed who have autism and who would like to work. Those people unemployed who have autism would like to work to call 213-0217.
Okay.
We think we might have a job for you, a good one.
Really?
We think we might. We're starting this next week, baby steps. You're starting baby steps. I always thought to get something going, just do it. To jump in over your head, create a crisis, and then it'll happen. That's what we're doing next week. Next week, we're getting some young adults with autism and leadership into our office at SOS, and we're going to start packaging fair trade coffee. That's coffee that came from someplace where the farmer got some income.
Right.
And we're going to repackage, or we put a label on it, and we're going to sell it locally. And the profit goes toward the autism program. We're also going to have these kids and these young adults assemble products. And we're looking ahead to more. Assemble products from kits that will be resold. Mm-hmm. And we're starting that next week. We're looking forward to the Javits Wood program, which is a program nationally where you put together things for the military and for government in little shops, day shops. And we're looking forward maybe to getting that program. We also have an offer of a donation of a greenhouse, a new greenhouse.
Really?
We hope, yes, we do. This all come about in 3 4 weeks.
No, Bill.
Greenhouse. We just need property for this greenhouse. We're going to, raise vegetables. We're going to raise flowers, and these kids are going to get an opportunity to learn, if they don't already know, how this process.
Now, the greenhouse, for instance, would be not only for children,
only for autistic adults employment, but we're going to share the product with the community, the assembly. All will be. There's a special sheltered workshop that's necessary for autistic folks. They don't have a lot of social skills. In a normal job situation, they don't stay long because they can't relate to other people. But we're going to have leadership that knows this, and we're going to help these folks work and help them with their social problem. Because autism is really, truly a matter of not being able to be verbally instructed or learn, and not to be able to be socialized in a normal way. People with autism typically do not do appropriate things real often. That's one reason a dog is very helpful. A child or a young adult acting oddly out in public draws attention, either dismay or why did Mama take care of them or what's wrong. But with a dog, they're a special individual. They've changed their whole attitude of the public toward them. The dog that will be their partner. And the other thing is, I have a grandchild with autism.
Really, Bill?
Well, it's an epidemic. 1 in 150.
Shared that. And one of the points that Sarah made last week was that 1 in 150, that's more than cancer and diabetes and one other critical, what we think of as a critical birth defect. That's even more than all of them combined.
And 10 years ago, it was the most uncommon thing you ever saw. It's an epidemic. We do not know why.
Right.
But we've got to address these young people coming up, these people like my now 4-year-old granddaughter who developed it. Went to a special preschool. Is doing great. We don't have a special preschool here. It's another one of our projects that's in the back of our mind. We have to have a preschool that's year-round with these kids because they learn in a totally different way. They cannot be mixed in immediately with regular children and what we call typical children and do it. But these kids have potential. We believe that Albert Einstein was autistic.
Really?
So show you, these kids aren't throwaways. They're special people that want a complete life. He's the grand exception, of course. But some of them are savants like he was. He was extraordinary in physics.
Right.
But so we believe he was, and there are a lot of folks. Andy Kaufman, who was on Taxi for a while, he definitely was autistic. So folks can rise. There are people writing books about it.
Sure.
Temple Grandin, a wonderful book about animals in translation.
Sarah and I talked about last week, of course, the character from Rain Man, albeit as she made clear, is not common. Not common, but at the same time is at least helping to recognize.
People can say that. Oh, that's what an adult is. Yes, he was a savant too because he had an extraordinary capability with numbers.
Right.
But these kids are really special. I can tell you that. They need some special opportunities, and we hope through this employment opportunity that we're starting now, just starting out with the coffee and with the assembling of products. We hope we go to things like when I go to a box store and buy a piece of furniture, it's in a box. It is a pain to put together, and some people have no time. We bring them to us. Our kids love to put things together. They do it quite well, and our young adults, they'll put it together and bring it back to you. So there's all kinds of opportunities like that, plus the ones I have already mentioned. A consignment shop, of course. But we need various opportunities because the kids have different abilities.
Right.
So we want to put them all together, and we think we found the leadership for it, a person that can work with all those folks that are not typical. It will never be a typical day in one of our workplaces. I think the community will support what we're doing when they find that these kids are working.
Sure, they see the extent of the numbers. As Sarah talked about, 137 right now in the recognized in the school system, but surely those numbers are growing, and the age, the time that the folks are recognized is starting a little earlier, hopefully.
Thank goodness, because it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
3 years old or 2 years old, the earlier you intervene, the more they become social and the more they learn.
And at what age was your granddaughter when
She was 3.
Is that right?
She was 3.
When you all determined that?
It was known by us. Being a
Probably
physician,
earlier,
my son was a physician, we knew it, but the diagnosis was finally made, and the intervention that happened was fantastic. She went from a child that never had an eye contact, never spoke a word at 3, to a child at 4 who has 2-word, 3-word sentences, eye contact for 13 seconds, because granddad's counting those things. Looked at me for 13 seconds.
Right.
And she is leading in her little circle, a group in her school, a song that she likes. She starts off and leads it.
Wow.
Social interaction, like she never had any. She was totally isolated. And a dog later might help her too. We're working on that. We have a wonderful golden we think might work with her to help her to lead her out into the community, give her security, give her a sense that I've got a buddy.
Right.
I'm not alone.
Sure. We've just got a couple minutes, Bill. You know, we think about so much that SOS is doing right now, and obviously y'all are, the tentacles are spread all out. Obviously, caring for kids is one that a lot of folks think of. Other than your current support and activities with the AAF, what are some other activities going on right now that viewers would want to learn about?
We have a nurse and a transportation forms person, I mean, they fill out Medicaid and shared care forms for people who are illiterate. Out at Cedar Branch, we have a building out there, a nurse and we transport people to doctors and that sort of thing. But, like this morning, I was doing a physical exam on a lady who has been working hard, a single parent with 3 kids, and now she's getting ready to get her certificate as a nursing assistant. She did a physical exam and a chest x-ray. I did the physical exam for free, and we had one of our local physicians doing the x-ray for free. And now she'll be ready to have a decent job as a nursing assistant with a goal of being an RN. So that's the kind of thing. We intervene with people who have children to try to give them a lift up, a push up, or help up.
And urgent dental programs, another one that I saw about in your newsletter, and seeing about Dr. Wallen and so many others that are really giving up time and efforts to make support for just folks that are underprivileged, clearly.
Nominal income, get just enough to cover their costs. We are taking care of 100 to 150 urgent dental problems a year that are painful. They have to be painful and urgent. And 150 of them each year are being taken care of.
Wow.
And we're blessed by an endowment through the Wallen Foundation that covers the cost. That's the only endowment we have. Most time we spend the money before we get it. And God has blessed us with a lot of folks supporting us. I do not want to leave out United Way because they've just finished up their campaign.
Very successful campaign.
What a wonderful...
And had some overage even, so hopefully an opportunity to tap that a little bit. And of course, seeing what the Chapin Foundation had done for y'all for 2007. I think I saw $43,000, which is tremendous.
The Caring for Kids program and our medical support program was completely completed by that for this coming year by a Chapin grant. One of about 15 Chapin grants that are totaling about $500,000 over a 17-year period. This community with Chapin and Ocean View gave us grants every year up to $40,000 a year for so many years. And the Knight Foundation that we have locally, the Other one is Sisters of Charity of South Carolina. Have allowed us to start the Children's Center after we got a local business, Anchor Bank, to give us $300,000 to build a building when they went out of business.
Right.
It was just a marvelous story. I mean, people, I sometimes feel like I've got a tiger by the tail holding on, hope I won't fall off. That's the way I feel. But now I feel more like I'm running downhill with 100 people behind me. They think I know where we're going, and if I let them run over me, we're all lost. So I'm running faster and faster, trying to get people from running over me. But God provides. I'm blessed with not being run over as yet by anybody.
As yet. Let's pray not anytime soon. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Dr. Davis.
My blessing.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Dr. Bill Davis. Simply goes by Bill. Coming up next. It's so special to hear someone talk about in one interview, a mother, a wife, a granddaughter. Think about over that 45 years in this special marriage to his wife, Elaine, what all's happened. They moved down here. Obviously, they've had 3 children. Moved down here in 71, kicked off a practice, wrapped it up in 89, his urology practice, and instead took a big leap of faith. The opportunity introduced a desire to care for others by a friend, Mr. Llewellyn. And think about those experiences from 89 forward. SOS Healthcare kicking off, growing every day. Thanks to so many volunteers. You heard Bill talk about it. He's running down that hill with a lot of folks behind him, hoping he doesn't get run over, because a lot of folks are following his lead. It's a handout rather than a hand up was something they were worried about, but now they're searching for making sure a hand up is the way it's pushing forward. Caring for kids is a critical operation. The phone number's simple for SOS Healthcare, 449-0554. That's 843-449-0554. But you heard Bill talking about AAF and an opportunity for adults with autism. Think of that simple number. It just kicked off this week. It's critical. Call 843-213-0217. Bill Davis, making a difference every day. Give him a call.